I trained with an aim trainer every day for a month and tracked my progress. Here's what happened. Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you. Do aim trainers work? Well, obviously I'm gonna say yes, because this video is sponsored by KovaaKs Aim Trainer. Click the link in the description, it's on Steam, it's easy to get. They contacted me and asked me to make a video about their software. I said I'd use it for a month, record my findings, and then make a video on the results. This is that video. What I really want to discuss in this video is how focused practice is the key to making you a better gamer. I get messages from you all the time asking me why you're not getting any better at Counter-Strike. You say, oh, I'm hard stuck. I blame my teammates, cheaters, smurfs, a broken ranking system. I play games every single day. I matchmake every single day. Why am I not getting any better? You are not alone. This is the most common question that people send me. My response is always pretty much the same, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to put it down into video format once and for all. I believe that the idea of hard stuck, of reaching a plateau, is a myth. You can get better. If you're not getting better, it means that you're not practicing the right way. This is the most important concept I want to get across in this video. Playing the game is not practice. If you actually want to get good, you have to do focused practice regularly. The reason why I like KovaaKs is because of the community-created content. You want the experts in the community to make the training routine, not some programmer. What is an aim trainer? Well, you click on the thing. You click on the thing. In Counter-Strike, the trick is to click on the other guy before he clicks on you. I created a simple training routine for myself using the preset CSGO playlist as a template. Some of them were really good, some of them were really dumb and pointless. I just picked the ones that I liked and cranked them up to like 2 training sessions a day. I uploaded this playlist if you want to try it out for yourself. Just use share code KovaaKsAdsingHardCamo. By the way, you can completely customize the trainer to look like whatever you want so you don't burn your eyes with a white wall like I do. But after getting flashed in CS at least 10,000 times in my life, I'm used to it. What I wanted to focus on were skills that I couldn't train in-game using the aim training maps from the community workshop, deathmatch servers, and retake servers. It's always better to train in-engine. Your movement, your recoil, spray transfer, all of that needs to be trained in Counter-Strike, and there are a lot of community maps to help you do that. Let's go over an example. Tracking. Tracking is basically the ability to move your mouse with a target. It's good for games like Quake, and it's good for games with high time to kill. It's not particularly useful in Counter-Strike. This is the perfect skill to showcase for this video. We have strictly horizontal movement, which is ideal for Counter-Strike, and a skill that normally isn't trained in Counter-Strike. So I'd be going in, me as a Counter-Strike player, with basically no focused practice in this area. I've never done practice for Quake before. Look at this graph! It's basically what you would expect. Immediate beginner gains and then diminishing returns, fluctuations, but overall small progress over time. At the end, I ended up in the top 99.5 percentile, and this is out of people who would pay money for an aim trainer, so they probably, train their aim. And I'm in my 30s, by the way. I'm older than pretty much every single active Counter-Strike player in Tier 1. I got graying hair, so don't let anyone ever tell you, Zoomers are actually just naturally better, they're faster, so you're too old. It's not true. 160 millisecond reaction time, baby, beat that. So how does this apply in gameplay? I'm basically clicking on circles like this. How does this apply to Counter-Strike? This is anecdotal, but I played Counter-Strike and Valorant over the month that I was training this. I didn't play any more or less than I normally do. I felt the specific tracking skill that I was training whenever I got into a scenario where somebody tried to wide peek me, which happened more in Valorant than Counter-Strike. I would move along with their head and then ba-bam, dead. It felt like the same skill I was training in game, and I had like a flashback to me training, clicking on the circles. Everything I learned about learning, I learned from learning the violin. Think 4 hours a day of practice since I was the age of 8. Yes, I was one of those kids, an incessant desire to be great at something, to prove my worthiness to exist. Horrible waste of time, by the way, but I did learn a lot about learning, the science, the methods, the theory of it. Barring physical limitations, you can learn any skill and you can get better at any skill. The most important thing that I learned is how you do that, and that seems obvious: practice. If I were to play a piece of music that I know very well, it'd be fun, have a good time, entertain some people, but I wouldn't get any better. If you want to get better, I'd have to practice scales, I'd have to practice etudes, I'd have to get instruction from somebody who knows more than me. It costs money, by the way. Playing Counter-Strike is not practice. You have to abstract a specific skill, focus on it, do it over and over and over again, and of course have an objective measuring system. That is practice. Now let's check out a skill that I'm already good at. Flicks. Now I'm a longtime Counter-Strike player. I'm insane at flicks, we all are. This graph, it looks similar, but without a lot of the early progress. In the end, I tied my personal best 3 times in a row. It seems like I reached my max there, like a plateau, so to say, but there were 27 other players with slightly higher scores, so I have no doubt if I kept training this daily, I'd be #1 in the world. For now, I guess I'm just top 0.02 percentile, oh well. But I'll never be as good as Fat Cock Tom. There were some skills I struggled with. Anything that required me to move vertically destroyed me. In Counter-Strike, if you practice good crosshair positioning, you rarely have to flick vertically, so I was just not trained for this. Wide wall 4 targets was my weakest. You can notice far more variability in the graph here, but still slight improvement over time. The observant among you will notice from the data that I skipped days and did multiple sessions on certain days. There's a few like 4-day gaps in here. Sometimes you don't feel great, and sometimes you have other things going on. Just as long as you pick it back up and keep going, don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Every single skill I did, though, had the same basic trend of improvement. And again, how does this all factor into your actual gameplay? It's one thing to get better at playing the aim trainer, but it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't make you better at the game. Now, it's anecdotal, but I ranked up to Diamond 3 Solo Queue Valorant, which is in a video. I ranked up to Supreme Solo Queue to Global, it's in a video. And I ranked up to Level 9 Faceit Solo Queue, which I played all of my Solo Queue Faceit games on stream, so those are all available. It's all out there, it's all public, people watched me play. I just didn't tell you about the experiment I was running while it was going on. I think my raw aim got better in nearly every category. Where I didn't improve were skills that I needed to train in-engine. Recoil control, movement, coordination between left and right hands, map knowledge, game sense, those need to be practiced in-game. And I didn't increase the amount of time I was putting into those over the time I was practicing this because I didn't want to like mess up the results. Here's what I learned. Aim trainers provide tools to perform focused practice better. It helped me, I will continue to use it, but it should be supplemental to training done in-game. I'm going to increase the training that I do in-game. I want to prove to you that focused practice really does work, even if you're an old man like me. So I'm gonna get really freaking good at Counter-Strike because I want you to accept what I know, that you can get better. I'd recommend using it for a 30-minute practice session daily, and then doing another 30-minute practice session in-engine after a short break. And this is just for your mechanics. You should put extra time in order to learn game sense, setup, lineups, that kind of stuff. That's only an hour a day of focused practice, and I assure you, if you do this, you will surprise yourself with what you're capable of. But you gotta do it every day. It's not fun. It's uncomfortable, it's boring. It's the exact opposite of why a lot of people play video games. The phrase, "it's just a game," is such a weak mindset. Ride the edge of your comfort zone. There, right across the border in the great unknown, is where growth happens. And if we dare to endeavor, that is where true happiness lies. If you beat one of my scores, please send me a screenshot. Doubt it will happen though. Thank you again to KovaaKs for sponsoring this video. There's a link in the description. It's on Steam, easy to download. Thank you folks very much for watching. I'm TheWarOwl and I still have no closer. Not gonna happen.